In the second phase, we can see the grown-up woman. And the small boy has become a young man. I will read the lines. Now she looks for the swing in cities with 15 suburbs and tries to be innocent about it. That is, the girl, the grown-up woman, is now living in a big city. And but she is not happy with the city life. That is another aspect. When she was in the village, when she was leading a rustic life, she was very happy and innocent. But when she shifted to a big city and when she became a grown-up woman, she is not happy at all. And see, now she tries to be innocent about it. Note the difference. Earlier it is said that we were very innocent about it, the physical contact. But now she tries to be innocent. That is the difference between the innocence of the village life, or the innocence of village life is contrasted with the artificiality of a city life. And so here the woman says that she wants to have a swing once again. She wants to have a swing once again. And she wants to climb the tree along with his cousin brother, as she has done when she was a child. See, now she looks for the swing in cities with 15 suburbs and tries to be innocent about it. The girl, now she has become a full-fledged woman. She is living in a very big city. And now she again earns for another swing. The swing that she had with her cousin brother when she was a child. And she also wanted to climb the tree along with her cousin brother, as they had done when they were children. And see, and not only on the crotch of a tree that looked as if it would burst under every leaf into a group of scarlet figs, the red-colored fruits of the fig tree. See, you remember in the first stanza, the tree was very small, full of leaves in it. Now the tree has become very big, old, and it is full of fruits. Again, you will see sexual connotations here. The crotch of a tree is actually the hole on the trunk of the tree, but it has definitely the sexual connotations. And it is clear that the woman is seeking sexual gratification. She is longing for sex with her cousin brother. See, it would burst under every leaf into a brood of scarlet figs if someone suddenly sneezed. Now the girl is not innocent. She is a grown-up lady. She is not happy with her present life. She also has an yearning for the past, a nostalgia for the past, and she wanted the presence of her cousin brother now. And she wanted to have a sexual gratification with her lover. Actually, the brother is her cousin brother. And so, remember, the word crotch has a high sexual connotation. It is clear that now the tree is full of fruits. It is mature enough. Similarly, girl also. Now she is not a girl, she is a grown-up lady. And she wanted to have a sexual interaction with her cousin brother, and she seeks a sexual gratification through it. And so this is the poem. And remember this poem, see, I have gone through the lines of the poem so that you will notice the structure. The structure is a bit different. Usually for poems there will be a rhyme scheme. Here no rhyme scheme is there. But it is a lyric poem, beautiful in design. And again, it is an immature and an innocent sexual encounter of the poet's cousin with him, and her desire to experience it once again after a long period of time, after growing up into a full-fledged woman. And so, when you go through the poem, remember that the first part is set in the village, second part in the city. And so, the first part is written in the past tense and the second part in the present tense. Definitely, you will see the contrast between the village life and the city life in the poem. Or the poet deliberately makes a contrast between the rustic innocence and the artificiality of city life through this small poem. And again, the child psychology and the adult psychology is presented in the poem. When they were children, they were innocent. But they had a beautiful, a pleasant experience. And so the meaning is that the experiences you have, or what all you have experienced as a child, whether they are pleasant or unpleasant, they will remain as an indelible mark on your conscience. It will be there in your collective unconscious. And later in your life, these experiences will come up. Or you may revive. If they are pleasant experiences, your mind will be longing to revive such experiences. And so that is the poem about. This is the poem is definitely, or in the poem you can see that Ramanujan is opening his mind, and we are sure that the boy is Ramanujan himself. And when you go through this poem, see, I told you that you have to consider the poem from different angles. It's a very simple poem, but consider it as a love poem. It's a poem dealing with nostalgia. See, Ramanujan was a poet who had this great feeling of nostalgia, especially because of his unhappy married life. And again, he was forced to remain in Chicago. He had all the physical comforts in Chicago, but he was never happy there because he had a great longing to return to his mother country. He felt rootless in a foreign land, even though he had all the physical comforts there in Chicago. And then again, along with this point, you have to remember, or I wish to point out a resemblance between this particular poem, Looking for a Cousin on a Swing, and the poem by the American poet Robert Frost, titled The Birches. It is not a very close resemblance, or it can be counted as a far-fetched similarity, yet it should be noted for a better understanding of the small poem. See, I told you that there's a resemblance between this poem and a poem written by the American poet Robert Frost, and the title of the poem is The Birches. In Birches also, you get the picture of a small boy swinging on the birches. Birches are very thin, tall trees, very flexible. And village boys used to climb up to the top. And then the tip of the tree will touch the ground. It is something like a swing. And then the boy will come down, again climb the tree, and then it will come down. And so a type of swing is described in Robert Frost's poem, The Birches. See, birches, I think you have studied the poem. See, birches, it's a type of tree. It's very tall but slender. Small boys, they can climb easily, especially it was a pastime for the village boys. They will climb this thin tree, and when they reach the top, the tree will bend down and the boy will come down to the earth. Again, he will go and climb the tree, again come down. It is something like a swing, a favorite pastime with the village boys. There is no sexual connotations that is suggested in the birches. But the point of similarity is that Robert Frost says that the boy, for the village boy, swinging birches is his hobby. He has no other pastimes. He has plenty of work. He is not comfortable like a town boy with all the luxuries. The village boy has to do lot of work. But he enjoys doing it. But he wants a temporary relief from his work. For that, he climbs the tree, swings, come down. That is, the boy wants to make a temporary escape from the realities of life. See, the village boy has plenty of work. His life is not very comfortable like the town boy, but in spite of all the work that the boy has to do, the boy finds time to climb the birch. When he climbs the birch, it is like swinging. He is away from the earth for a little time. And that is, he wants a temporary relief from the daily worries of life. And so that is what Frost mentions in the poem. He says that we have in our life plenty of problems, plenty of anxieties, worries. There is no meaning in brooding over it all the time. You need temporary relief, only temporary relief, not a full escapism. And so you can have such enjoyments, and then you have to come back to the realities of life. As Frost says, this earth is the best place to live. And so here also Ramanujan, he was not having a happy life at all, but even while he is worried with the daily routine, the monotonous existence, he is getting happiness by climbing his memory lane, by going back to his childhood days, by going back to his life in India. And so that is swinging. When you swing, for a moment you go away from earth, then come back. That is swinging. And so just as Frost wishes to have a temporary relief from the daily activities of life, from the daily worries and anxieties, Ramanujan also, his nostalgic memories always, it is also giving him a temporary relief from the monotonous existence, everyday existence. And so there lies the point of similarity. And so I'm sure that you have enjoyed the poem. It's a very interesting poem, very short, very simple, but the important points you should not miss out. A.K. Ramanujan is such an important writer who had a great affinity for India and for Indian life. And again, You should also note that the poem is written half the part in past tense and the rest in present tense. And then the child psychology and the adult psychology that is treated in the poem should not be missed out. And so you should be aware of the simple theme of the poem. It is the girl's memory of an experience that she had in her childhood. And now, as a grown-up woman, she is longing to revive that experience. That is the simple theme of the poem. It has the autobiographical touch in it. And so you should evaluate the poem as a love poem, as a poem dealing with nostalgia. Then the psychological aspect of the poem you should not miss out. It is very important. And there is mild irony in the poem, mainly in the lines. When they were children, they enjoyed the swing. They enjoyed climbing the tree. They were very innocent about it. It's an emphatic statement. But in the second part, the girl has become a grown-up woman. She longs for a swing, and again she wants to climb the tree with her cousin brother, who is also a grown-up young man. And here she tries to be very innocent about it. That is the word that is used by the poet. She tries to be innocent. See, that is the difference between childhood and adulthood. And there lies the slight irony of the poem. Hope you have enjoyed the poem. So much for the present. Thank you.